Hello everybody, finally we're going to chat about another haul, and this is the Sephora VIB haul, and one of my favorite times of the year is the semi-annual sale. I always restock normally on the things that I like. I had a few things in my mind that I did not pick up, and I ended up just getting things that I was sure I was going to like. So let's go ahead and dig in. So first of all, I hit VIB Rouge. This time around we're getting a little gift that is actually useful. A lot of the times they'll stick something like a lipstick in there, a mini lipstick or something of the sort, and I never end up keeping those lipsticks, except once I got NARS for Cookie years ago, and I keep repurchasing that one. This time around they really actually gave us something very universal, and they gave us a Sephora brush. This is says, cheers to you, VIB Rouge. Well, thank you. Enjoy this bestseller from Sephora collection. It is actually a great brush. I was very happy with the quality. I was very happy with the brush. I don't use Sephora brushes. I love my Real Techniques brushes. First of all, the price to quality ratio is unbelievable. They're no worse than Sephora brushes in terms of quality, and they do offer a variety of shapes. They do offer kits. It's just a fantastic range of synthetic brushes, and this actually will do very nicely fitting into my collection. This is my favorite shape, my favorite density of brush for a makeup application, my favorite kind of brush. It's an all-purpose brush, and it's called the Pro Mini Flawless Airbrush. Again, they made it a mini, friendly for traveling people. I love minis. They are so handy. And a lot of the times I just find that it's easier to apply with a smaller handle. Anyway, for me, this is a really good VIB welcome package. I think you should quit giving people lipsticks because you cannot satisfy everybody with the same color lipstick. It's just doesn't work like that. And for me, I much prefer something like a brush or a tool that I can actually use. Let's continue. For those of you guys who are watching my perfume videos and are just as enthusiastic of a freak about perfumes as I am, you are going to probably be interested in this guy. This is a Serge Lutens La Religieuse, so it's a nun. That's the name of the perfume, the nun. Serge Lutens is more of an indie brand, but I think gotten quite mainstream at this point. They make beautiful, they're known for beautiful, complicated perfumes. This is not that. This is not a complicated perfume at all. It's a standout perfume from their line because I think it's just so different from what they normally make, and I love what they normally make, and I've owned Serge Lutens perfumes in the past. So this is not my first merry-go-round around this brand, but La Religieuse for the summer really spoke to me. It is not a favorite among Serge Lutens lovers. It's not a well-received perfume at all, and I do have an opinion about that. And stay tuned, I will do a full review of it in the future. I think it's a very interesting perfume and an interesting interpretation of what they were going for with the conceptualizing the idea. And I can completely understand why people didn't like it and thought it was not worthy of the brand. And I do understand people who love it and think it's this subtle masterpiece. So we will talk about it later. Let's speed through this. It's still a little slow. With that perfume, I received a sample of their luxury soap. So thank you very much to the SA. She was very kind. And really lovely fragrances. I really like Serge Lutens. I have owned Sugar Gris in the past. I've used it up. This is for me quite a heavy winter fragrance, so I didn't buy it this time around. I'll buy it in the future. She gave me 2 of these to get me into the mood of trying them. And I haven't tried this perfume before. I believe it's a newer fragrance. I'll talk about it later. I really don't have an opinion about the scent. I don't even remember what it smells like. I did smell it back then, but anyway. Continuing, I got a small size of the Professional by Benefit. And why did I get a small size rather than a large size? It's a better value for money if you're getting a larger size, but the thing is, with Professional, I don't really need a lot. I've had small sizes before, and quite honestly, they last me forever because I am not a porous person. This is a pore minimizing primer, and it does work very well, but the only time I get pores at all is really in the summer, and I get them just on the sides of my nose and maybe slightly around here on the cheeks and nowhere else. So I really target this primer to this particular area and only in the summer, in the warmer months, when my pores are a little bit more dilated, and I don't need a big size. I'm not slathering out all over my face. I don't have texture issues. So this really lasts a long time, and I don't want to keep products longer than their expiration dates, so it doesn't make sense to me to buy a big size. I recommend you do that with primers, and I recommend you do that with masks, being that just get several different kinds if you have combination skin or very particular areas that you want to target with a mask or a primer, and just use it there. Don't use it all over your face. It's not what it's for. You need to use it on the spot that you need it on. And otherwise, just, you know, mix and match things. It's fun to mix and match. Just make sure that they're compatible in terms of ingredients. Next, I got a foundation that I've sampled before multiple times, and I finally decided to get myself a tube and see how it goes. This is a Silk Cream foundation by Laura Mercier. This is the oil-free one. I really enjoyed how it went on. It was creamy, it was easy to work with, easy to spread. It was buildable. You could get full coverage with it if you wanted to, but I generally really like applying it in an extremely thin layer just in the center of my face and blending it out, and it was quite effective in terms of foundation. It is rose ivory, so I'm switching to pink undertone. Something happened to me in the last year. I used to be quite yellow undertoned, but I did read that your skin becomes more pink undertoned as you age, and sometimes you don't account for that in the colors that you wear in foundation and makeup, as well as clothes. So as we age, we do become more pink, apparently. This is what I've read. I'm not sure if it's scientifically based, but I think it's just a sort of popular makeup opinion. So I did notice that rose tone foundations, like slight neutral to slightly cool, started looking better on me than warm yellow tone foundations did. So another thing I got for pores for the summer is this Amazonian clay finishing powder smooth operator from Tarte. I've had a small size of this before as well, and I thought it was very effective at sort of blurring the pores, more effective than Makeup Forever, more effective than NARS, more effective than a lot of brands that I tried. I thought Tarte was the best out of what I have found in terms of texture and pore smoothing. So again, in the summer, if this will not be enough, this is going to come to the rescue. The only thing is that it is loose powder, so if you hate loose powders, this is not going to be great for you. Let me show you the package. It's kind of fun looking package. It's like this, really simple. And again, it's a loose translucent powder. It's a little bit white, so I'm not sure how it would work for darker skin tones because it might leave you ashy. So you need to try this. I can't guarantee that it's going to work for you, but for light skin tones, it's going to be fine because it's white. It's if it has any kind of a tint, it's going to blend into your skin. It's going to be fine. But beware of ashiness if you're darker. Next, I have another. Of course, I couldn't walk by Darphin. I buy Darphin all the time. And I have yet another purchase. This is Darphin Elixir Essential Oil. And this is in the rose. My favorite is the 8 flower one, but it is also twice as expensive as all the rest of them. This is sort of an idea of essence slash oil slash aromatherapy sort of a product. And the 8 flower one is my favorite. It's absolutely the most effective oil I've ever used. It's fantastic. You can see the difference. Within 1 or 2 weeks, you will see the difference. It brightens, it smooths, it moisturizes. It just does everything. It's beautiful. It's expensive. But this rose one I loved as well. And this one is actually a very, very effective hydrating treatment. So in terms of sort of all-round, one shot does everything, 8-hour oil is better. But oftentimes I just need hydration. I don't necessarily need to use the 8 flower one. So I think rose, and I've used quite a few samples of that. I've used maybe 5 or 6 samples, and each sample lasts me maybe 5 days to a week, depending on how rigorous I am in application, because you only need a couple of drops. This is 15 milliliters, so it's a tiny amount of product, but it lasts a very long time because it is very sparing in terms of application. So you put it on the tips of your fingers and you massage it into the skin. Literally 2 to 3 drops will do an entire face. So I think even the price tag is worth it because you just don't use very much. So it does last for a few months. The 8 flower one is actually around $200. This, I think I paid $98 for. So very much worth it, I think, in terms of skincare. Beautiful, beautiful finds. Parfum is my top brand right now for skincare. Another thing I have purchased is the Cleaning Just Browsing. I've spoken about this before. I've finally bought a replacement. It is a fiber-based brow gel. Fills in your brows. It's a one swipe, does all sort of brow gel, tiny little wand. Similar to the Benefit alternative, but I do like this better in terms of texture. It looks to me more natural, and I like the color selection better. So this color is 03 Deep Brown. It suits my brows very, very well. I was super impressed. I thought it was just the best thing ever, and I repurchased it. And the last thing I bought is another brow product, and this is something that I haven't tried before. That's the only product that I'm taking a leap of faith on because I'm not really sure how I'm going to feel about it. And this is Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. Now, my thinking about this is that I love brow pencils. I use brow pencils or I use the powder. I've never used a pomade in my life. I don't know how it's going to be, but I was curious. And another thing that I was thinking is, you know, brow pencils you run through super, super fast. And 2 brow pencils in price basically equal a brow pomade. I was curious whether I can find something that I'll like just as much as the pencils, my Dior ones being my favorite ones, and see if I can find a pomade that'll work just as well. It'd be just as fast and easy in terms of application. And Anastasia is just the best brow pomade there is, from what I understand, from what I hear. So I went directly to what I thought would be probably the best bet. And I tried a few colors. The essay applied on my brows a few colors so that I could choose what looks best with my skin tone and with my hair. And I chose medium brown. I actually didn't think that would be my color, but it turned out to look the best. It doesn't look the same way in the pot as it does on your eyebrows, so do go when you're looking for a brow pomade and do go and apply it on your brows, because I do think that it makes a big difference. When it's applied, it looks nothing like, or not that similar really, to the color that is in the pot, unless of course you layer it up in thick layers and you have that Instagram sharp brow, which is not a look I like at all. And this is one of the instances, usually I'm like, I don't like it on me, and on other people it can look great, but in this instance I haven't seen really people on whom it looks great. I think it looks like Sharpie brows, and I think that was a terrible trend. I'm glad it's done. So the pomades are kind of a little bit on their way out, but for me, she showed me how to apply it in a very feather-like, easy way with very little product, which looks quite natural. And then you brush through with a brow comb, and it looks pretty good. It looks very natural, absolutely no less natural than my brow powder does. The plus side with this one is the fact that it's waterproof, so it's going to stay a bit better. I'm excited to use it. I'll see how it goes. I have no idea whether I'll like it or not. That's the only product that I wasn't sure about. Now, a couple of samples that the girl at the cash loaded me up with. First and foremost, the 100-point perks. There was nothing in 500 points range that I really thought was cool enough to spend my points on, and I got 2 little powders from Laura Mercier. I own this powder in a full size. This is her translucent powder, and I got these for travel. I think these are fantastic little pots for travel. They're still sealed, so I'll use up the travel powder that I have right now, and I'll move on to these. These are so good for travel. They're tiny, they're comfortable to just toss in with you. They are loose, so there's that, but it's just, they're cute and small, and I like the powder itself. So I was very happy to see that they offered them in 100 point perks, and I think that's a really good 100 point perk that's going to last you a while too. She gave me Fluid Master Primer Smoothing Fixing Makeup Base from Giorgio Armani. I'll see how that goes. I haven't tried much from Giorgio Armani. I hated their lip products, and I have not tried anything else from their range, so I don't really know whether I would enjoy them or not. So that's the last thing that I got given, and I didn't even realize that until I unpacked, was a lipstick mini from Laura Mercier, and it's in color Sensual. Like I said before, I hated when they give you free lipsticks, free mini lipsticks, because I would so much rather have something else. Mini lipsticks never suit my skin tone. They're just usually designed for a medium skin tone, and on my skin tone they don't look as good, and I always prefer something that is really flattering to my skin tone. And again, they gave me something, a mini lipstick, and I was super disappointed. I was like, no, not again. However, this color is actually fantastic for fair skins. I don't think it'll look good on darker skins necessarily. It might not, you'd have to try. But I imagine that for fair skins, this is actually a really good color. I would probably have picked it. So I was surprised and overjoyed because finally I got a color that I would probably enjoy. Like I said, it's called Sensual. I like the packaging. It's not magnetized or anything, but it's very cute. And again, great for travel. I love mini things for travel. Look at the color. It's basically the color of my lips, and this is the color I buy all the time. I bought a Tom Ford lipstick that was a similar color. My Patisserie from MAC is basically the same color. This is my color. I will wear that color for sure. So I was excited. I'm going to test the texture and see how it fares. So that's it for today. I hope it was fun for you to listen to my ramblings about my newest purchases. Let me know what you bought and what is your holy grail, what you always buy on Sephora sale. I'm curious to find out. Do expect reviews about certain things in this little haul, especially the fragrance. I'm going to definitely talk about it in the next couple of months. See you guys later. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.